7:51 here, Big 550 KTRS. Aaron Katersky is with ABC Radio, and he is somewhere in Iowa. Good morning, Aaron Katersky.
Good morning from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Hillary Clinton's road trip, her van, she nicknamed Scooby after the Mystery Machine in the Scooby-Doo cartoons, rolled into this state overnight, and she is on a 2-day tour after a 2-day road trip that took her from New York into Pennsylvania and Ohio, where she stopped at a Chipotle near Toledo, and then on into Illinois before coming in here late last night to Iowa. First formal stop anyway, is Monticello, where she's going to be at Kirkwood Community College meeting with students and educators, a small-scale roundtable type discussion, the kind of everyday Americans Hillary Clinton says she wants to meet, earn the support of, and then ultimately represent in the White House.
Some people are critical of her rollout, saying that she's not on point, and that some people are saying she's lacking a message, and simply, why does she want to be president?
That's what she is out to convince Americans, that she wants to be their champion, and a champion of everyday Americans that she says have been left behind as the American economy has recovered. And so that's the goal here, to try and articulate that message in a way that can get beyond Benghazi and emails and all of the other Clinton-ness that Republicans keep harping on. And fellow Democrats, too, at least on the progressive side, are looking for some hints that she is breaking from her traditional strongholds in the business community and Wall Street, and maybe truly means it when she said she wants to be the champion of ordinary Americans. And so she is trying to get to know voters and have voters get to know her in these small, intimate settings. No big speeches or rallies planned here yet.
Now, much has been made and teased about the Scooby-Doo van. When you're an entourage and a presidential entourage, you can't fit the entire entourage into a Scooby-Doo van, according with all the press behind it. So, are you in a big, giant bus behind the Scooby-Doo van?
No, look, she took off in a van unbeknownst to anybody, and so we were never able to follow it, to see it, we got pictures of it, but we didn't. We didn't know the route, and only until after the fact. So nobody was in this van. It was a two-car caravan. You had the Scooby-Doo van. We don't know whether the same activities that went on the Mystery Machine went on in the Hillary Clinton van. And then, of course, she has the Secret Service. So she, by her own trappings, because of who she is, she's already, in a way, behind the eight ball in trying to convince everyday Americans that she's an everyday American. Nonetheless, the road trip gave her the chance to interact at a rest stop or a gas stop in Pennsylvania, at the Chipotle as she ordered lunch, where nobody apparently recognized her in her sunglasses, and then on into Illinois, and then here in Iowa.
So you're saying that she's just walking up to strange people at truck stops saying, "Hey, how are you? Good to see you."
I don't even know if it's that formal. She may have just stopped for gas, and a family recognized her in Pennsylvania. And then when we talked to the manager of the Chipotle, he said nobody recognized her. He didn't recognize her until after the fact, and then only then looked at the surveillance cameras and said, "Oh my gosh, that's Hillary Clinton."
Huh. Any rumors about any other Democrat getting into the race?
The rumors, but that's it. And the former governor of Maryland, Martin O'Malley, has said that there should not be a coronation, and that's exactly the appearance Hillary Clinton is trying to avoid. Her campaign said she is serious about shaking every hand. Whether Martin O'Malley jumps in, there's been a clamor for Elizabeth Warren,
right,
the senator from Massachusetts, who is on the progressive side. And look, the left, the far left of the party, has had some success in recent elections. They nearly pulled off an upset in Chicago. The mayors of Boston and New York, Warren herself in Massachusetts. And so there is a sense from some in the Democratic Party that Hillary Clinton needs to speak to their issues, but it doesn't seem like she's going to face any meaningful challenge.
Yeah, also Iowa, didn't President Obama win Iowa 8 years ago? So she was rejected once by the Iowa voters.
She finished third. So not only did Barack Obama win, but Hillary Clinton was third, and it was left to New Hampshire to reinvigorate her campaign. And so she knows that she has some work to do here in Iowa. I went to the Single A Cedar Rapids Colonels game last night. It was marked down Monday, so the hot dogs were $1.50. I figured it was a good thing for ABC. And But anyway, just chatting with folks who are watching baseball, they're into baseball and they're into their own lives, and presidential politics is starting so early. But everybody knows who Hillary Clinton is. It's just a matter of whether she can reintroduce herself in a way that's going to capture their attention. And I, met one woman who supported Barack Obama in 2008, said she'd consider Clinton, but she has to get over some of that email stuff. And I met other people who said, they look at dynasties like Clintons and Bushes and think they want to shy away. So she does have some hills to climb here.
Yeah. Joe Edwards came in second, right?
John Edwards did come in
John
second.
Edwards, yeah.
And so, Hillary Clinton's message did not fly in Iowa. And a lot of that, her campaign believes, may have had to do with her own strategy, where she did, remember when she did a video message in 2008 to introduce herself, she sat on a couch and said, "Let the conversation begin." And it was as if everybody had to come to her.
Right.
And here in her new video, in the 2.0 presidential campaign, she doesn't even appear until 90 seconds in. It was a much different approach.
Well,
and that tells us that she knows she needs to connect differently.
Aaron Katersky, you know how much we respect your work here, but you made a little bit of a mistake last night. If you're in Cedar Rapids, you're about an hour away from Dyersville, which is the site of where they filmed Field of Dreams.
It's true.
That's where you should have gone to get
But the Colonels were in town, and it was Markdown Monday.
Oh, okay.
He emphasizes that Markdown Monday.
This is
A hot dog.
times are lean here. Come on.
Hot dog was how much at Markdown Monday?
$1.50.
$1.50. Could you leave it there? Get to Dyersville. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
And the beer was relatively cheap too.
It looked like it, and the beer looked good. You didn't have any. It just looked good. Aaron Katersky following the Shaggy Doo Scooby Doo van in Cedar Rapids with former First Lady and former Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton. Aaron, thanks for checking in. Be safe.
All right, Team McGraw.
7:58 here. Big 550.